Ding! Elevator opened. Suite 143. I think it's closed.
Ah, this is my favorite.
That doesn't make sense.
Why did everything go dark?
There was a group of them. You need to pay more attention.
No problem. Object detection increased to 200%.
It's extremely goofy that covering the screen muffled the sound. Like, hang on a minute. Oh, don't go back there. You're definitely gonna get stuck back there. They fully subtitled all of it, but I wasn't reading because I was looking at the visuals of the scene. But they gave some kind of full explanation for something for people that want it. You just have to, I don't know, reload your save, I guess, if you didn't happen to catch it all the first time. Puzzle area is 800, reactor maintenance, bunch of plants in here. I do still wonder how the plants are alive. Ooh, that looks nice. Let's see. Do the bottoms of these... Are these like planters that drop water from the top down to the other ones that leaks through if the soil gets too saturated, I wonder? That'd make the tarp down here pretty gross, though. Well, maybe the bottom one doesn't do that. I don't do plants. I don't know anything. Lori Daniels. Entropy bot request. The first message is actually by Devin, though, not Lori Daniels. Heyo. Yes. Can I see a decommission for Entropy bot 2231? Thanks. Reason, it looks at me funny. I'm sorry, but I have to decline this request. We simply can't decommission a specific Entropy bot because they looked at you funny. Lori, I'm telling you. Now, listen here. That bot has been giving me hella side-eye, like proper side-eye. That boy knows exactly what it was doing. It's taunting me, Lori. I get up for my morning breakfast, I sit there with my Entropy Breck, sipping my coffee, and it's just standing there, giving me side-eye, smiling, judging me. They're sentient, I'm telling you. I don't know how or when, but they think. You can see it in their eyes, Lori. To Devin, I appreciate your concern, but entry bots are incredibly, entry bots exhibit no emotion and are not sentient. They are incredibly helpful in all operations of the Entropy Centre. Their smiles are merely a facade of fake emotion to appease staff members and provide a friendly face. I don't think it's giving you the side eye. The side eye is just when it just learns how to move its eyes like one more pixel, and suddenly it's a different emotion, and it becomes sinister. Burp.
New puzzle element introduced. Laser cube. Laser cube can enable laser inputs. Safety notice. Please do not stand in front of laser for extended periods of time, as it may cause a tickling sensation.
That doesn't sound too bad.
Caused by yourself disintegrating at an exponential rate.
I'm doing alright. Remember when they realized how annoying it was in Portal to have these things actually hurt you? If I remember correctly, when I played the last Portal custom campaign I played, Portal Revolution, I think specifically, just was like, yeah, we're just turning off the lasers. It doesn't affect you anymore. Because that was stupid. It just made them very annoying, especially since they didn't seem to actually be a real hazard. They just made you go, and it kept like bumping you around and just being annoying to interact with. And the moment you turn off the lasers interacting with you, you're like, ah, Portal is just less annoying now. Like, it doesn't feel like a very intentional thing the way that, like, The turrets obviously do. Like, the turrets should be obstacles because it's their whole job. Da-da-da. The sparks are frozen in the air. What you doing, Mr. Laser? HR team, 100% sustainable. Dear staff members, we are pleased to announce that the Entropy Centre is now 100% sustainable as of last Friday. We want to thank Mark Jacobs and his excellent effort in producing renewable electricity system for the center, and Sarah Hardy for being so pivotal in the growth of our food and horticulture garden. Hang on a minute. Why does it sound familiar? Goodness. No. My brain was like, is that the name of the guy that like is infamous for being a flat earther? Mark Sargent. That's not him. Okay. It said Mark Jacobs brings up a fashion company that sells designer handbags. Which I don't think I would have recognized it from. The Mark did give me... I was at least right about the Mark part, I guess. HR team. Dear staff members, please note that this week's meal is on Sunday is a Christmas dinner meal to coincide with Christmas Day on Earth. Merry Christmas, everyone! It was a Christmas meal last week. Yeah, petition to have our own yearly calendar for annual events and not tied to Earth. Way too confusing. If we remind Earth one. If we rewind Earth one day, every day, on the 26th of December, does that mean we get Christmas dinner every day? This makes no sense. It won't be every day. You said every year, which implies we do it once a year, so you get 2 Christmases. Yeah. Whoop. What am I doing with this? Is there a thingy down here? Yeah, new rule. The cubes can float while still doing their job, unlike the bridge. So I can put it up in the air and freeze it up here. Alrighty.
Entering puzzle 0802, there is 1 bridge cube, and 1 laser cube, and 1 door, and 1 button, and 1 laser input.
ASTRA?
Yes?
Very helpful, but please stop.
Object detection decreased to 150%.
Yeah, I wanted to check. So you cannot freeze this one in the air and have it do its job. The funny thing about the flat Earth stuff, so I like H-Bomber Guy videos, and I have rewatched most of them. No, actually just all of them a bunch of times, because they're very rewatchable. In particular, they're good background noise when I'm drawing and stuff like that, because it's like a specific level of stimulation without being distracting, because I already know it, so I'm not like looking away from my drawing. So I get it. I know what people use my stuff for. But to my horror, during one of our recording sessions of Echo, Stephanie and I were, oh, hello, I still do the rewind mechanics. I don't need the bridge anymore. Think this will work? Can I see it over there? Okay. I'm gonna rewind that down to there to press this button, and then I'll have to rewind that one back into the air to press this button. But yeah, to my horror, I was watching it with Stephanie during one of our lunch breaks in the middle of an Echo day. And, she recognized the fact that the part where that one unhinged guy is going around interviewing people in a mall and being like, what is this, a lunar lander or a homeless tweaker shelter? And he had that all printed on his shirt, and he was like just sort of harassing people that just want him to go away. He's just very deeply embarrassing person. That's a person on the street type flat earther that's gonna disprove people with facts and logic, except none of these people want to talk to him in the first place, so it's not really a real debate. Stephanie realized that that's our mall in Modesto. It was just, and I'm looking closer, I'm like, oh no, it doesn't just look familiar because malls just look like each other. I've literally been there several times. I've been to everywhere that he goes in that video. I've set foot in all those locations. I know that bench. Oh no, he's here. That person in that video is here. That's the most embarrassing person to be local too. It's like, no. No, it's like, you always are like, oh wow, you always want to be like, when you recognize locations in a video, you want to be like, oh man, yeah, this YouTuber I like is like, been nearby, that's cool, wow. But no, it's just the nightmare person he's making fun of in the video is the local. You're like, no. But also that's completely on brand for Modesto. This place is, it seems pretty awful. And everyone kind of feels a little insane around here. That's the vibe. Is who lives in Modesto on purpose? I barely do. I don't know why I'm here.
Directive. Enable those switches to remove lockdown.
Please vacate the area. What's lockdown do? Oh, enemies. Got it. But do they have a new trick yet, or they still just do basically nothing? Wow. Oh, and it just keeps spawning more. Okay. There's a laser thing over here. Well, this is awkward. I guess this is how they can become slightly more of an enemy if they just infinitely respawn in a room. Well, I try to look around for what the puzzle is. So I need to press that one next, which means I need to get that one up here. Which shouldn't be that hard. Oh, he's too dumb. Ow! Messing with the controls. I guess I threw him wrong. Go away. Alright. Nope, this switch doesn't work. Something up there. All these puzzle games always think that they're going to be the one that figures out how to have fun enemies, and they're always wrong. They're always just annoying. This one's locked by the same laser. Seed bank. Oh, another one. Ah, it's just a button. That one's AI seems to be stuck in that hallway. Ow! How did you even have that kind of aim? Where are you? Who even shot me? Wait, where did they shoot me from? No! Oh, I'm on a piece. Neat. There we go. Go away. Alright, well, we're past that now.
And to think I thought those things were kind of cute and cuddly.
It seems the facility systems are in overdrive and falsely detecting you as a threat. I wouldn't take it personally.
I'm taking it very personally, actually.
I understand cute, but how are you gonna cuddle a refrigerator? It's just all hard surfaces and sharp corners.
What's with the fresh paint job?
Those are Entropy stun bots. They are brought out in exceptional circumstances of severe civil unrest or security requirements. They've only been deployed once, when the Entropy Debate Club became rather disorderly.
You have an anti-riot. You have a riot suppression force. It's gonna be a little upsetting. Because you have like a robot force that can come after you so that you go into like proper like just basically enslave everybody to do their job here, but I guess it is the fate of the entire world, so it's a little dire. Area 5 group, noise. Can anyone else hear that weird humming sound? Yeah, what is that? Ditto. Guys, might be me. It's just so hot in here. Anyone else like really stuffy? Debate Club, Debate 12. Calling all budding debaters. This week we are going to be debating the following topic. Pineapples on pizza, yes or no? Yes. Entry puzzles, too hard or too easy? Rewind Earth? Shall we rewind Earth if they are the source of their own destruction? Test your debating skills. Improve your argumentative literacy. Argue and yell at your peers, civilly. Curse and swear at people's opinions without getting reported to HR. You still could. Don't go too hard. See you there. Thursday. Research Lab 8. 2000 ETC. 2000, so it's 8 p.m. Entropy Central time. Entropy Center time. This does something. Ah. Elevator activated. Ah. That's the puzzle. Do, 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 do. That's the puzzle. You go to that thing and it's like, how am I gonna move this laser with a... Oh. Fuck. Oh, I guess it still went up. I was just activating it for a moment and goes all the way up. Oh, wait, no. I mixed up which thing was being triggered. Anyway, I kind of, sort of, accidentally rewound it slightly too far. Alright, so yeah, moving that makes the laser go, which makes the bridge go. And then when I put it back on the button opens the door. There you go. Held down for a moment too long. Bouncy laser! Haha, we're in danger. It seems to bounce really consistently, which is probably important. Ah, nope, drop. There we go. Chicka digga 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 digga. Dibba 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 boop boop boop. Not entirely consistent, it's definitely about to go somewhere else. So making it do that does the elevator.
Wow. Seems like everyone here knew the world was ending and had one last party together. I'd have kept on trying to fix it, you know? Wouldn't you?
That's what makes you a great puzzle operative, Arya. You don't give up.
Thanks.
Going a little hard here. She's been solving puzzles for like 4 hours. Like, it's not exactly... and not even that hard. Don't act like she's like the... I know that she's the hope of the world and everything, but damn. Knowing that it's targeted at me, essentially, I'm like, this is a little too complimentary at the moment. There's so much ice cream just out, unrefrigerated. It's bothering me. So if they threw one last party, it doesn't feel like they did it that hard. I'm also just amused by the fact that like there's just stuff you can't rewind randomly. It's kind of arbitrary. This one has steps removed, so even if you were around it, you wouldn't be able to walk up it, so why not just let you rewind it back to where it's supposed to be? It's just like, it feels like a slight undercommitment, just because you made this particular game with this particular premise, but then you keep putting debris in places, and you're like, no, not that debris, that debris doesn't count. It just leads to like funny inconsistencies where I'm like, I can't process it. I mean, I can process it, obviously, just whatever. Yeah, it's really funny to me that like everyone just gave up and threw one last party, and I'm like, this looks like a work lunch. This is not an Arya. I don't know where you're from or when you're from or what your upbringing is, but this is not an end of the world party. This is a polite work brunch. That's like a mimosa. And there's a radio. Look how many work folders there are everywhere. There's just a handful of drinks here and there. They're also not even open. The drinks also, the mimosas and another mixed drinks and things haven't been drunk. Which raises questions because they're probably like ice or whatever, so how are they not melted in that case? But like, that mug is disgusting. Why the fuck is that here? What? It's such a mix of like pristine, unopened things and then horrifying, decayed nightmare items that should not be on a lunch table. Same thing with all the pizza boxes, they're all fucked up looking. It's like they haven't decided what age stuff is supposed to be in this game, which is ironic given the premise of the gun and everything. But this is not a rager, is what I'm saying. It looks mostly untouched. In fact, and like the store is still fully stocked. I don't know why there are these like boba? Not boba, but like bubble tea type things. Are these capped on top? Why are there so many fully poured drinks on these shelves? But like this is all, they're still in rows. There's so much stuff unconsumed. There's like basically no trash. It's all politely on the table still. And it's like 50% of what's on the table is like work documents. Like they were still working. And that rock's floating. That's but that's beside the point. Doop-a-doop. The fans all still work. Are they plugged in? I don't think they got cables or anything. Yeah, this is so chill. It's like the level of detritus that we generated when we hung out in Andrew's pool for like 4 hours last week. Between other plans. Alright, so... So... 2 buttons. That one is the ending button, and that one is the other button. Okay. Should be reasonably easy. So it will fly back up there, right? So I can jump up here. Yeah, this isn't gonna work. I can get it back up to there, but I won't turn back to that. And also, do I need the jump pad to get across here? I think I do. Look how they politely put the beach ball back at the end of the world. I'm unclear on why. The question we haven't resolved yet, though, is where'd everyone else go? Where are all the people? If they're waiting for the end of the world and all that. Okay, let's see. Yeah, the roof is slanted, so I can't get up there that way. So I think my first mission is to figure out how to get that bounce pad upstairs. And right, it doesn't like touching things. Uh-huh. I guess the trick was just to... how do you do it? R? There we go. The trick was just to hold it up, wasn't it? I guess my mistake is I didn't jump when I was holding it up. No? Okay, there we go. Okay, so then at that point I should be able to jump across the gap without much difficulty. So I'll do that stuff, then place it over there, and then I'll do a rewind sequence for that guy. And I need to point at both of those in a sequence so that I can control it going back and forth. It has to go from there, then turn down to that one. So I have to manually change it there. I did it wrong. There you go. Yeah. It has to end there, so that means I just start there. Sometimes I forget to do the whole thing backwards. So now you get me upstairs. Now I need to rewind you until you're in my reach. Da 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 da. Alright, no messing this up. Let's get a little closer. No messing this up. Yeah. Okay. Almost walked off the ledge. Nope. Haha. Legends foretold that someone would be good at video games someday, but no one believed them. It's impossible, they said. Haha, we're all gonna die.
Recommendation. Let's hurry. We can't let that reactor become too unstable.
Health and safety, repetitive rewinding side effects. Dear puzzle operatives, we would like to remind you of the following side effects of repetitive rewinding. As you are all aware, you endure a personal self-isolated rewind event once you have completed all puzzles at the center, so that you can complete them for the first time again to generate more entropy energy. We recommend that no puzzle operative receives a personal rewind event no more than twice a month. Excessive and repetitive personal rewind events can cause amnesia. Other minor side effects may include vomiting, nausea, headaches, achy joints, tinnitus, hair loss, balding, stuffy nose, piles, hemorrhoids, loss of limb, loss of limbs, hearing loss, sight loss, dry skin. They remind you that the main large entropy device that rewinds Earth is perfectly safe and no side effects have been observed. Kind rewards, Entropy Centre Health and Safety Team. Oh, so the one that works on Earth just doesn't create any side effects? I mean, you'd have to hope, right? Because It can almost feel like the thought process was written linearly there. Like, they're like, funny jokes about how unsafe it is to be here because we're basing this on, you know, because this is basically very obviously inspired by Portal. And they're like, well, Cave Johnson was getting killed by the moon rocks and stuff, so it'd be funny if there was a bunch of funny health hints, hints at this all being dangerous. Kind of like how I think there was hints that the portal gun itself was dangerous and so on. But then they're like, hang on a minute, this technology is being used on the entire planet. That'd be an apocalyptic scenario if everyone was physically decaying as a result of the technology. Then this whole premise is doomed. Just kidding, that one's safe though, just don't worry about it. Loss of limb. Loss of limbs. They bounce along here. Oh. Okay. So we probably need to break that laser connection if that opens that door. There's a laser thingy up there. I know that it's literally a puzzle chamber designed for this purpose, but I can't help but think about things like how I can't rewind the elevator. You ever think about that? Like, this entire game breaks if the gun just works on the elevator. Which, as far as I can tell, it should, story-wise. I don't think we have an explanation for why it wouldn't work on the elevator. Because they made too powerful a gun. They made a time gun, so literally anything that moves ever, I can undo, unless they don't implement that. And in this case, they obviously didn't forget. Like, it's... I mean, they might have forgotten the logic leap here, but they didn't forget to implement it working on elevators. That would obviously break the game. They don't want it to do that. But I'm like, well, what does it work on then? Technically, you should be able to open every door in an elevator just by pointing at it. I don't think it's covered in magic anti-gun paint or something. Right. So that's going to be a thing. Might be relatively simple, just press this button and you win at the end, where I wouldn't have accomplished everything else. I think that might land on that. And the button is opened by... Oh, there might be a button up there. The door is attached to a wire, so there might be a platform up there. Alright, so I need to get you down. Which means I need to press this button. I might be able to just make this jump. Yep. I might have just soft locked myself. Not really, because I can rewind it, but... The main thing is I now need to be able to pick it back up. Okay, there we go. I was like, if I stranded it there, then I can't do the rewind correctly. Oh yeah, I definitely land on this platform. Gimme, 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 gimme. Yeah. I need to wait. Waiting's for chumps. Okum dokum. So this laser does something at some point, but I don't know what. Let's see. That button's useless to me right now, so I might as well just take both of these down right down there right now. Alright, laser cleared. So now I can just walk over here. Why do I want to do that? So that exclusively opens this door, which wasn't especially an obstacle since all my cubes were already on this side of the room. Right now I want to press this button. And... ah, there it is. There's a laser panel up there. So this one has to go up there, and that one has to press this button so that this thing can be out here. Okum dokum. Bonk. Ew. Slams into my face. Let's see. If you press this button, I can take this guy over here. And I can launch him up onto there. And he doesn't fall off, I said. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. It's rude. Alrighty, maybe if I do it just right or something. Oh, god damn it. Well, it did make it up there, so I guess that technically still works in that if I can rewind it to myself, I can catch it when I'm already up there. But I guess the next struggle is that I then want... So while it's up there, I think its whole arc will still work. But while it's up there, I need to go through this door, because I need to be able to grab it again to put on the button. It's actually good that it falls down. I need to take it over here and put it on the button in the first place. I feel like I'm adapting to the time puzzles relatively well. I'm figuring it out. And now I wind it all the way back up to here, and I take it with me. I feel like it's like a session that could go very differently moment to moment just based on how well I'm like thinking in terms of how fucking weird some of this is to think about. Oh, time me. Oh. That's Act 8 complete, since the elevator seems to be a consistent act split.
Warning, several entropy bots approaching your position.
Uh-huh.
Run.
No, just beat them, it's easy. Oh, are they magic? I kill you by touching you enemies? I guess that changes the rules up. They really need to jam an enemy into this thing, huh? I wonder if they made them melee only to make them less dangerous. You can get away. But in reality, if they made them... Ugh! It landed directly on me. Ah!
Trying to kill me.
Maybe they just want to give you a big hug.
I doubt that very much.
The funny thing is that if they had guns, they'd be much easier to kill. So then I just do this. And they're all in a giant crowd, which actually makes them less dangerous because they would explode in one group. It'd immediately be a shit show. Oh, real level. Okay. Hi! Uh-oh. What if I just terrorize you with this bounce pad? Wouldn't that be funny and cute? They can't drive over it. Extremely funny. Where's the puzzle? Ah! They can attack you through walls? That's... I guess that answers my question about before about what was happening. They just cheat. They're just hard to see. Go away. Button. I guess there's more. I'm not sure if they can even actually hurt me. Maybe eventually it hurts you.
Oh, I think that's the last again.
Greetings, fools. It's interesting. Like they tried to incorporate cover and the ability to repair cover, which sounds like an interesting mechanic. It's just like it's really underbaked. It's just such an undercooked concept. I don't know. All the levels with enemies are pretty bad, but at least they're short, and then you just pass them, and you're like, well, the game tried. How far can I take this jump pad? It might give you access to like an office. Nope, the game just deletes it. Not even an emancipation grill. I think the Earth's doing ungood. There's a few subtle hints, like that it's not feeling well lately. I do think that is definitely not the... You would not feel the effects of the Earth doing stuff that quickly. Like the visual would happen, and then the shock wave, or anything. First of all, I don't know if you can really have a shock wave in space, because of the space that space is. So that's already maybe its own issue. Is like, what, I don't know how it's harming. I guess there might be like radiation and types of waves happening. I don't know. I guess if it is light-based stuff, then maybe it would be getting to us just as quickly, because that would be getting to us just as fast as the visual light. I was thinking in terms of like with like lightning and stuff like that, even on minor distances, like it takes way longer for sound to reach us than light. And then I was remembering, oh, space doesn't have really sound, so if it's hitting us at all, it would probably be light based, I guess. It wouldn't be physical matter, because that would take ages to get here. I'm looking at that weird fountain right there, and I'm like, think about how fast that stuff has to be moving for that fountain to like be moving that quickly at this distance and that scale. Like that thing has to be massive. That has to be, if that was on Earth, that'd be the biggest thing to ever be on Earth ever. That's a jet of fire larger than entire mountain ranges. Anyway, I'm critiquing the dumb space stuff when I'm also dumb about space. So it's just a trap that I've made for myself. Why is even the example of one of these so... I guess it's concrete, it's just really coarse. A really coarse statue. I was like, why is the fake cube look messed up? I probably should ride that up. Time hoops. It stands out to me that all the pretty much every container and box of stuff that's presumably here because somebody was eating from it or drinking from it is always pristine and closed. Maybe they're abusing the guns? Well, no, they can't be abusing the guns to repair them whenever they eat or drink them, because then they'd be sucking the stuff back out of their body, which would be horrific and probably dangerous. They can't, like, get an infinite food glitch out of that. Like, they'd just be uneating it, and I feel like the gun would not be gentle about the uneating process. Entropy cat facts. Cat facts. Hi Ben, welcome to your daily dose of entropy cat facts. Did you know that cats have whiskers on the back of their front legs as well? And also the cats have 230 bones, whereas humans have 206. Amazing. Stay tuned for more Entropy Cat Facts. Meow. Unsubscribe, please. Thank you for subscribing to Entropy Cat Facts. Are you already a as you are already a subscribed member, we will continue sending cat facts. No. Unsubscribe. No emails. Thanks for subscribing to Entropy Cat Facts. You are already a subscribed member. Yep. It's like, I can see how that would work. It would be like a... I don't remember the word for it, like, not indexing. It's looking for a string. It's looking for the string of letters that just is the word subscribe. And the word unsubscribe contains... Oh, gross. The word unsubscribe contains the word subscribe. So it would just subscribe again. I'm thinking back to, like, on my Patreon polls, I ran into this exact problem because of the fact that people would nominate Final Fantasy VII, and then someone started nominating Final Fantasy VIII. So for a little while, there's both Final Fantasy VII and VIII were being nominated each month. And I had to change the mid-poll. I realized my mistake because I was writing out the Roman numerals. And the problem with that is that the name Final Fantasy VIII, which is Final Fantasy VIII, contains Final Fantasy VII, which is Final Fantasy VII. Every single vote for Final Fantasy VIII counted as a vote for Final Fantasy VII. So I noticed this like an hour in, realized my mistake, changed the questions to be Final Fantasy the number 7 and Final Fantasy the number 8 to make it so that one of them was not a string that contained the other in my spreadsheet, because then my automated counting system for actually saying how many votes there were for each one was wrong for a huge margin, because it was counting every vote for 8 as 7 and 8. And then I had to go back and I had to manually change every vote so far to be the number version of it for those two things. So that was a costly mistake that cost me a morning. But then for the rest of that voting process, it was fixed, so at least I didn't have to fix it anymore. I didn't have to go back at the end and figure out how to fix it. Which, if I'm honest, now that I'm thinking about it, would have been smarter. I could have just given up. And not accepting the results, but I could have just given up, not fixed it, taken the lesson for next time. But if I took the total number of votes for 8 and subtracted the total number of votes for 7, that would have been the real number of votes for 8. And I could have done that in, like 30 seconds, so... Alright, well, hindsight. Sam Ball patterns. Hey Leanne, I just wanted to get in touch regarding the latest Entropy Rewind events on Earth. I know you're analyzing this subject as well with the humanitarian study team. Well, the latest data is... well, I'll let it speak for itself. Are you seeing this pattern too? We're seeing a 60% drop in random natural disaster events and a 76% rise in cataclysmic events caused by humanity. We used to be about saving endangered species and wildlife. Now we seem to mostly be caught up in humanity-based affairs. How much longer before this gets out of hand? I'm going to be hosting a lecture during this Friday's meeting, going into more detail about this. Let's catch up soon. Sam. It's like weird world building to unpack, where I'm just like... Let's see. One, yeah, they're kind of fucked if they're dealing with a massive increase in exploding Earth due to human nuking and everything. This just raises the question of like, I don't think I can accept the world building of this game. So you're saying that humans are ending the world over and over again, but like, they must be doing it really rapidly for you to be getting like a constant data on this. Like, you guys are. Like, how frequently are these cataclysmic events happening? Because, like, you guys are, like, normal human beings living up here. So just, I'm like, how often are they ending the world? But, like, the other museum scene said that they've never had to rewind something twice before. It's literally always succeeded after they rewound it once. Which I pointed out doesn't make any sense. Because... the idea that humans would solve every problem in their first try is unhinged, let alone the idea that they have to cooperate potentially to do these on a global scale. But now they're ending the world themselves? How does rewinding fix that if you're stuck with what's probably like global nuclear war or other like, you know, like mutually assured destruction things? Like it's people that inherently do not agree with each other. Like, generally speaking, it's just kind of understood that like when like Israel or Putin decides to like attack other nations and try to annex them and so on, like, or you know, this is all messy to get into, but like that's making the world worse because you're causing a war because you just want their stuff and their land because it should be yours, you think. So like, how does rewinding fix those kinds of conflicts? It's not going to be like, oh dang, that didn't work out great. I can't believe that a war happened when I started a war. I'll just not do it this time. So it's just like, I don't know. It's very Twilight, like specifically the ending. Spoilers for the ending of Twilight, I guess. Where it's kind of infamous how insane the ending is, but like they have a big final confrontation, and then it flashes back to before the confrontation, and it's revealed that one of the vampires was like showing the bad guy how this big final battle is going to go, and it like scares them off from doing it, and so it essentially undoes the conflict. I think in the book it does this really anticlimactically by just having her do that, like just show a premonition, but in the movie they just show this big crazy battle, which is a decent payoff for the end of a 4-movie series that's like more fun than just having the final confrontation not happen at all. But like they rewind and undo the confrontation and then be like, that's how it's going to turn out. Don't you want to not do it then? And then I think that actually works. But I don't think that would work in real life. There's too many incentives, too many self-destructive forces. Like, we can't correct for climate change, we can't correct for a ton of things that we know are happening, and the most powerful people just actively spread misinformation about this stuff and deny the stuff. So like there would be like anti-entropy conspiracy groups. Like we wouldn't believe that the entropy group is real, or we'd think that they're manipulating us, or they're trying to make a certain global power more powerful. Like this is actually an incredibly interesting premise that you could unpack in like really crazy ways, and maybe they'll get to some of that. But right now, like some of the stuff that they said feels too simplistic, and I don't see how that could possibly work as a story unless they're still going to like unravel that going forward, which there's still time to do. So we'll see. Some of the struggle here is that it's hard to pick apart the timeline. Haha, get it, haha. But like, maybe wow, we've never had to rewind a thing before. Maybe that was earlier in the process about a much earlier problem. It could have been. In which case that makes sense. Them first coming across the idea of like, wait, rewinding didn't fix it. But they said that email was next to the exhibit about the current disaster happening right now, and this game constantly just juxtaposes stuff in the moment. Like it doesn't make sense technically, but narratively they do this to like reinforce certain things. And so when stuff is next to each other, it's usually associated with being like a related topic, even if it's not explicitly tied to each other. Like when we walked up to a computer, she was already talking about the debate club being why they had to use the bots once, and then the next computer I read was talking about the debate club. There's no reason for those two things to be next to each other in real life, technically, but that's how this game tends to juxtapose things. So it's reasonable to assume that the rewind isn't fixing this was supposed to be about the world exploding, like the current problem we're having right now. They must have rewound it several times and it kept not working, and then they supposedly threw a party for the end of the reality and then disappeared somehow, and now I'm waking up to try to solve it again. Like, that seems to be the story of the game. And if that's the case, it makes no sense they took this long to fail at rewinding something and fix something, because it's like, fucking, what? How? Like, it's been, my brain broke a little bit. It's like, I can't accept that cataclysmic world-spanning problems would be magically fixed every time for what seemed to be dozens or hundreds or thousands of examples, and then suddenly stopped working now at the end for the first time. It's like, what? Doesn't Putin still exist down there? Like, maybe I'm a little bit too much like Don't Look Up. Like, I'm thinking in terms of that goofy movie about the asteroid coming to destroy the Earth, which, honestly, I enjoyed that movie a lot. I think it's questionable as like it's trying to do an allegory thing for global warming, which doesn't make sense entirely because it's just an asteroid that is coming at us that no one caused. And I even made the argument in my previous video where I was like, this allegory is just shaky and it's literally like outdone by Futurama, and how Futurama, at least the giant garbage ball, was a thing that Futurama's society made. They keep making a giant garbage ball and throwing it into space, and it keeps like coming back like Halley's Comet to doom the Earth again. It's like that's a man-made problem, at least, that we're not fixing, and we're like, the future will take care of it. But in Don't Look Up, it's just an unrelated asteroid that nobody could have been prepared for. But when you get past the bad climate change allegory, it is like a fairly entertaining movie about just very frustrating science communication and like the people not listening to experts and stuff like that. Like I enjoyed it on that level, but on that similar tone, like people ignore experts. People are grifters. People make a living specifically spreading misinformation about why you shouldn't listen to experts and you should listen to them. And you're already right. You don't have to change anything, and we never have to change anything. That's half of conservatism as a concept, which I don't know if you noticed, kind of a dominating ideology on the world all the time. Like there's been a rise of conservatism, which has been very frustrating as a gay person, but it's like, no, the misinformation really works. So it's like the idea that we'd magically fix problems it seems weird to me in general. But anyway, all that world building aside, I still have the original pin that I put in without telling you at the beginning of all this, which is that they're saying that they used to deal with species extinction? What does that mean? Are you saying that every time a species went extinct, you like rewound the entire planet, what, 50 years? To like undo an individual species extinction? Like you had to like you had to gather so much data about how a specific, like how pandas went extinct or whatever the fuck. Well, we know how they're going extinct. But like, I don't know, the lions all died because of the virus or over farming, blah, 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 like huge complex issues. You need to like identify how a specific species died, rewind like 50 years, and then on a fundamental level change the direction of the human race to stop that species extinction. And then what? You then redo all that time? And in that time, what? An entire new generation of people lives up here because they're all dead now? Like, maybe they juggle a bunch of different species extinctions and gather all their data at once, then rewind for that. But yeah, it was easier to accept that they rewind when the world's going to end in a huge way. But it's hard to accept that they're going to do that for like background things that take super long amounts of time to happen that don't threaten the world. And maybe that's what they meant when that one graph said that cataclysmic events were like, or the rewind events were like species extinction. They meant like animals and not the human race. But this gets really complicated when you think about how all these things are happening simultaneously across the entire world. Like, all these developing problems happen simultaneously, so the idea that you just spot check them by rewinding them individually is insane, because you can't rewind them individually. You're rewinding a timeline that simultaneously has 17 different crises happening at the same time, and an uncommunicative and unresponsive human race that probably won't solve these problems because they have, like, a lot of people. If you find out the lions are going to go extinct because of human behavior that's profit-driven, all those profit-driven people are probably still going to do it. When you get down to it, they're probably not going to stop because the lions, just because, oh no, we saw the future and the lions do go extinct. It's not just a hypothetical, it definitely happened. Okay. They're still going to do it. I don't think that's even cynical. I think that's just honest. That's just on a really obviously, like, that's obviously how the humans have always gone. I don't know. Obviously, we're playing a game about a failed experiment, so, like, It'll be interesting to see how they failed and why, and if they get into some of the stuff, but it's like, on its face, the Entropy Center feels like an insanely unreasonable thing to do. I do have an additional concern, which is also that, like, speaking on the perspective of how this would be seen as like an organization that is in the pocket of a particular government or country, and how that itself would fuck up the optics of the Entropy Center, which would be inevitable. Like, it's impossible not to come off that way, even if you aren't. But they probably also literally are. Like the idea of like, oh, it's in service of the West, or it's in the pocket of China, and blah 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 blah. If you accept the idea that the apocalypse is prevented by foreseeing nuclear war and whatnot, being like, no, oh, they're actually gonna do it. We're actually gonna all blow up the Earth. We better change course and figure out these negotiations or whatever. Doesn't that just become? That just becomes a tool. You could just be the guy who wins the game of chicken, and then everyone has to listen to you now. That's basically the whole fight, right? Like, you just need to actually be willing to blow up the Earth, and then just actually do it. And then you can rely on the Entropy Center always undoing the blowing up of the Earth. And then everyone knows you definitely did it, and now they have to capitulate, right? That might be why there's a rise in cataclysmic events. We'll see if they get into that. Because, like, once people realize that the world that the consequences will be undone, but then now everyone knows they're not bluffing and they'll actually do it. You could just do global suicide over and over again, and then always get what you want because they have to undo it, or because otherwise the world ends. So you get to have the best case scenario of owning nuclear weapons, which is you get to fire them and also not fire them. You get all of the benefits of them as a negotiating tool because you will actually fire them, but you also get to live afterwards. That seems like a disaster. That seems like a huge problem, actually. Oh no. Jesus Christ. HR meeting. HR team, Friday meeting. To all Entropy Center staff, please note that this Friday's staff meeting is now mandatory. Dr. Sam Ball is hosting a lecture regarding some important findings regarding the frequency of the type of cataclysmic events that we are encountering. Kind regards, Entropy Center HR team. You said regarding twice in like 5 words and it hurt my brain. Anyway. Oh. Jesus Christ. It's gotta be hard to breathe in this room. You can see how much dust. Oh, there's so much dust in this room. No. Wind. Undust me, please. You would think that the water flowing through would be like sucking some of the dust out of the air. I have no idea if that's even an applicable concept. It just feels like that's such dry air and dust drifting around, and it just feels like on some level having a source of water, like all the dust that connects with the water would go in the water and be sucked in, right? And not be going back into the air and just leaving the room. I don't know if that entirely makes sense, but it feels, that feels intuitive. It feels like the water would be solving the dust problem. I don't know. It's just fun to think about. Bridge. I feel like these boxes could do with being a little like more heavy, more inertia-y, less bouncy. I don't know how to put it exactly. Like the specific way they move makes them a little frustrating because this one, like they have a laser and a bridge attached to them. This one like rolls over in any weird way, it just stops working. So you'd kind of hope for a system that doesn't do that way. So that creates a bridge. That's a bounce pad to get back across. Let's go see the rest of the level. So I'm pretty sure I need to... In particular, I think I need to make this fall in the water. By probably moving the bridge. That probably falls in the water. And then it... Because it doesn't need to... I don't need to do the elevator anymore. But I will need to get across here. Okay, yeah. So I need the bridge here. My main goal will just be to get everything back. I think that whole area of the level's dead to me, basically, the moment I'm out of it, so I don't need to... This is like a sequence puzzle, essentially. A lot of puzzles are about, like, how do you solve the entire level in one go, essentially, but this one's like, solve that room, solve this room, solve that room, one by one, and you can just keep forgetting about the previous room and moving forward. Like, they're functionally separate puzzles. Ah! Forgot that was there. The question is, can I throw it far enough that it goes in there? Okay, that's good. And it gets stuck over there without leaving. That's good. Can I see it? I guess that's why there's a rewind button. Okay, and you cannot rewind them to their previous reset state, because that would be stupid. Beams. Let's see here. It's the basics of the idea. Ah! I guess I can do this part in midair. I keep wanting to like walk around on these things, but like they're very specifically narrow. So I keep wanting to like turn sideways and point them in a specific direction while I'm on this, but I don't think I can do that because of how narrow the platform is, but I can just make them float. So my goal is to do that, hop on here, drop that, then hope that this goes far enough into the river that it makes it past the gate and doesn't get stuck against the gate. Okay, there we go. I was worried it was going to get stuck on the gate, and that might take a few attempts. Alright, well now we're past that part of the room. So this time the struggle seems to be whether or not I can get the... Let's see, because I probably still need the bridge on here. Bounce pad? To where? Just up? Oh, it's an up bounce pad. And that goes back that way, which would be bad. Let's check around it down here for lore, I guess. I guess sand can be that steep. Maybe. Let's not fall in the water, I'll die instantly. Okay, sand cannot be that steep, though. I forget the term for it, because it came up in geology, but there's like a specific mathematical angle that sand can, like, be at, essentially. Because, you know, it's a bunch of loose grains. It can't just be a cliff, unless it's, like, hard crafted. It especially would not be a cliff by the water. Not in the long term, at least. When the water first shows up, it might create cliffs because it's actively eroding it away and whatnot, but like it would reach like it's the angle it's essentially going to be at, and it would not be like this. I feel like this even came up in the Mist book, where like Atris was like studying sand dunes in the opening chapters as a kid. So I need to get that over here somehow. I gotta be careful not to think in terms of Zelda. I've been playing Echoes of Wisdom lately, and Zelda has powers where she moves objects around in certain ways, and I keep almost thinking in terms of those rules because they feel kind of related to what I'm doing here, because you do like bind yourself to an object and move stuff around in that one too. But in that one, it's like you can tie your motions to each other. And that is unrelated right now. So that needs to get across the bridge to light that. And I need to get over there in the first place. So that means this definitely needs to get on this side of the wall. I don't think I could ever hold it up in a way where I'd be able to, like, grab it over the wall. And I can't throw it across the wall well enough. Or maybe you could. I hit that pillar, I think. The water really biases towards going in that way, doesn't it? And I can't jump in the water because I'll drown. I don't know, we'll see. It's worth testing. Pretty far away. Ooh, I have to rewind all the way back to when it was a bridge again. Hopefully that's still recorded. Uh-oh. Well, that sucks. Time to redo the puzzle. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Don't drown. Okay. Could have placed that better in my brain. But I'm not very smart about things. Yeah, I think the water is just kind of programmed to be flowing in this direction diagonally to help make sure it goes through the grate. I guess the other option is there a way to make a path? It just arbitrarily cuts off? What's up with that? Is it interacting with the laser? These have a distance limit? I feel like I've gone further than that before, right? What? Yeah, it doesn't have a distance limit. What? Wait, did they cheat the puzzle? Y'all. No. You can't cheat the puzzle. That's a legitimate solution. It would get me on top of that room. It would, like, you just need to put a wall there. Just put an actual wall there. Don't arbitrarily cut the laser off for no reason. Like, you're punishing me for being clever. Like, I figured it out. I found a line of sight where I could create a bridge, so I should be able to take that bridge over there. And if you don't want me to do that, then don't create the line of sight in the first place. But you already made the mistake of making the line of sight. Did they actually add a stop the bridge from doing that to the level that awkwardly instead of just fixing the line of sight in the first place? Yeah, I can go through here. What? Oh, that just feels scummy. Yeah, like, not only would that get me through here, I would be able to jump over the triggers and even solving the room. I would just hop over the wall and leave without opening the door. Which feels like getting away with something, obviously, but, like, They did it. And if they felt the need to not have it that way, why not just put a wall in the way? Very strange. Very strange behavior. It definitely sucks to spot a solution and then and have it just not work for reasons that are not fair. Over here, it straight up goes through these surfaces, which is even weirder. Not gonna be able to get over there, though. Oh, that's freaky looking. Like the glass is doing it, I guess. That's so weird. You can see it do it for a second and then break. But if I just point it slightly more at this wall, it reaches the wall. And they let it happen. Charitably, it might not be a... I think it might not be a hacked-in solution to stop me from going this way. But instead, I think that because there's no wall behind it, the game goes, oh god, the beam is making contact with like the far boundary of the entire world. It's like an infinite beam. It might even go out of the level because there might not even be a wall over there. Like I might be able to walk through that wall. So charitably, it might be like, oh god, an infinite bridge. Cut it off at this length. That's probably logically what they did, but it feels cheap and broken. But yeah, I think that's probably what they did. I doubt that they. Because, yeah, realistically, if they noticed that you could break the level here, they would have just put a wall there. They wouldn't have broken this in such a weird way. I think it's just the fact that I'm shooting it into the background of the level, and the game's like, oh god, I can't let that happen. So, yeah, there's nowhere else to test that necessarily. But yeah, the game's probably like, you can't have the level shoot infinitely, the beam shoot infinitely, so it then makes it just this length. Like a awkward little, measuring tape. Raise the question of, is there an angle where I can see a wall? Not really. Because if I could get a wall behind it, it'd probably work then. Alrighty, well I still need to figure out how to get it past this river then. Yeah, even the slightest bit of angling makes it freak out. It doesn't like it when I do that. It definitely seems impossible. There's just logically no way to get like across here. Let's see. It's so hazy in here. Alright, I guess line of sight. Yeah, line of sight does just say this, doesn't it? Let me see. It's literally pointing that way at the beginning of the level. Okay, so I just need to rewind you back to here. Not by pressing this button, though, because I'd have to be here to do that, and I'd be stuck again. Okay, so hold you out. Put you down. So I just need to hope that I could keep it within the budget. This thing. It's like the act, which it being stuck in the water might give me too much data. Okay, still under 20 seconds. So we're probably fine. I just need to suck all the way back to that spot. There we go. Hey! I was looking in the wrong spots for my solutions. No, I don't need to know. I don't want to know. I don't want to see.
New puzzle element introduction. Tall cube. Rewind tall cube to restore its tall state. Note, time gates do not remove rewind from tall cubes.
How many more of these puzzle elements do you have?
Many.
Oh, it literally, the moment you stop rewinding it, it goes back to not being tall anymore. So it's kind of just made of garbage. It's a garbage cube. Shibbity-boom, and that lets you hop out of the level and doom yourself. Hooray! There's a secret computer down here. This obliterated office. Entropy stream. New updated content. Good news, TV fans! As Earth has reached its furthest ever point in the timeline, Entropy Stream has now updated our streaming content to that of Earth's 2024 TV and film content. Highlights include The Last Call, drama, The Climate Crisis, A New Look, documentary, factual, How to Stay Single, rom-com, Fire, The Heating World, documentary, Ready, drama, Threatened horror, Bastion, Season 3, fantasy, The Dead Ocean, Our Fight for Survival, documentary, factual. That's not a lot of media. I wonder if Bastion is based on the game or not. Nope. That is a funny little situation where it's like your incentive as the Entropy people, your gamified incentive to actually succeed with the timelines and whatnot is to, is the fact that you'll get media if you do. Like, don't you want to see how Game of Thrones ends? Oh god, what if they reach the ending of Game of Thrones and they're like, fuck it. It wasn't worth it. I'm giving up on the human experiment. So press that button to get to that door, but I need to get across that gap. Alright, so you need to start here, because you're going to end here. Pretty sure I just accidentally rewinded, accidentally deleted this one in its timeline. Dibba 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 da bow. Dibba 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 da bow 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 bow. Okay. There we go. Yeah, rewound this separately so I can come up here now. Now you just need to go all the way back there and press the button. Oh. I think she might have said something about that. I didn't quite get what she said, narration-wise, but that might have been part of the thing. Okay, so this thing can't move because its rewind mechanic is that it goes up and down, so it literally can't do the normal part of this game anymore? Oh, that's a super weird inclusion in the game. That's really mechanically strange. Okay, well, that just means that you have to press the button. That just gives us more. That just gives us fewer variables because this is actually a very limited tool, it seems. So can I share this platform at the same time? Looks like I can. Yeah, if you can't move that thing around with rewind powers, then that means it's just a glorified point your gun at it to go up button. I don't know. We'll see how we'll see if they iterate on it and how they do with that. But I thought its state of being rewound or not would be tied to its timeline. Like, that doesn't really make any sense to me. Like, intuitively, whether or not it goes up or down should be tied to its timeline, like always. I guess the problem is that you can literally only rewind it to being tall again by rewinding it, which means you can literally, that if it's moving then yeah. So I guess it's like frozen in a state of having just collapsed, and that's the only way that you being able to rewind it makes it get tall again. So it can't take any new data? I don't know. My brain breaks trying to even make this make sense and how this game works. Like, as far as like mechanically, it doesn't break my brain. It's super simple. It's a refusal to be complex. But in game with the time travel gun, it's actively hard to make sense of how it works, because you're like, what? Wait, it rewinds its state, but it doesn't change its location, which is part of its state, and how everything else in the entire game works? And I don't think it makes sense, but I'm sure someone will write a 7-paragraph nightmare blog post in my replies months from now that will explain it after I've already forgotten this topic. Laser. This is a continually lasering laser where you have to block it to make it stop. How does it interact with this guy in particular? I imagine we're probably using you because you're the mechanic from this level. Yep. So we can have it block and unblock by just pressing that. There's a decent chance that's what they want me to do right now. Or not. Or yes. Okay, so I have to get through there, and I can only get through there with this, so it's not going to be that. So instead what we're going to do is we're going to put the box here. We want that to be its final state. But then we're going to move the box over here. That is now blocking the beam. If I click on that, it'll freeze it in place. Which lets me move this past this spot now. And now when I rewind you, you'll go back to the other beam. Opening the door. And when I rewind you, you'll get me up there. Ooh. It's the weird shapes from earlier. Rewind the cataclysmic event. Why does it keep happening? They just wrote it twice. I guess there's repetition everywhere else. Why is Earth on fire? Maybe make it better tomorrow. How does the world end? You guys have no data? Why don't you just rewind time and then ask Earth what's up? Then if it doesn't work, rewind time even more and ask Earth to do more research about why the world exploded. Oh, neither of these computers have data on them. Oh, weird. It's just a bit of a surprise because the side rooms so consistently have an email in them. Alright, so we have a laser and a thingy. New guy. Okay, so that has to be turned on to break the bridge, but this has to be activated, which will have to be the laser cube because it's the only one that can move. So I'll have to rewind the laser cube back to that spot at the end. What's around on this side of the level? Janitorial equipment. Is there a computer email here? Nope. Door closed. Laser open door. I wonder how badly I need to go there at that point. Maybe you need it just so you can rewind the other thing enough to go there. But, that opens the door, but what is this thing connected to? Oh, it's up there. Okay, so now I need to grab you and take you upstairs. It just shot dust straight down my throat. Just This door is dead to me. It can go fuck itself. And that does the bridgey bridge. Okie dokie. So now I need to figure out how to get this lit. What's that do? Doesn't open the door. What did it open? Oh, separate staircase? Back down to here. Okay. Can I just throw this down there? That'd be very funny. That's not the intended solution, is it? I'm pretty sure I was supposed to use my time powers at some point in that level, which I never did. It's extremely funny. The whole lake up there.
Music.
I detected decreased levels of motivation in Puzzle Operative. Did you know that classical music can make sunflowers produce more pollen?
I'm not a sunflower, Astra.
Apologies. I will change the genre.
Hey, I'm trying to concentrate, Astra. Maybe now isn't the right time?
Disabling music.
Ah, sweet relief.
I was not solving a puzzle. It's just one of those moments I'm like, the formula is to have the dialogue play during the gap between rooms, obviously. But that was a moment where you'd want to trigger that during a puzzle, because the whole premise is that she's trying to concentrate on a puzzle. And it doesn't really make sense if she's not trying to concentrate on a puzzle. Then what are you talking about? What are you trying to concentrate on? I was walking down a hallway. There was nothing to do. There wasn't even an email for you to be in the way of. Which normally I bring up to, like, it's a little frustrating when they give you an email and then they're like, here's dialogue that's playing, and you have to wait for the dialogue to end. Like earlier, the system was playing dialogue, and then she said dialogue afterwards, and I was just standing by an email the whole time. I'm like, I want to read this. Can you guys wrap it up? But then when they have a message about interrupting stuff, they forgot to put it in a moment that, like, would be disruptive in the first place. So instead it just becomes confusing. Is that all just dead to me? Like, there's no... I think that's all dead room now. That's what I call it sometimes, or like I call it dead puzzle. When you're like, oh, what do you have to do? And I guess it was a tutorial for the idea that you can put that under the door to open it. Because that whole room is dead now. It's just not part of the puzzle anymore. I find those moments interesting because usually in these kind of chamber-based puzzle games, the entire room kind of remains part of the puzzle the entire time. Because you kind of have to do it all in one go. Otherwise, it's just like beginning of the puzzle or busy work where you just do a bunch of steps to then it's like, now you can start the puzzle. Kind of like how at the kind of like how at the beginning of an escape room you like have to like walk around and just try to find all the stuff and then grab it all the loose objects that you then like use to solve to actually engage with the puzzles. Like step one is just to look around and like find all the shit. So that's like hiding in drawers if they did that, if they had that approach. Which, on that topic, currently grabbing all the puzzle elements. This should be pretty easy. Make this the origin part, hop back down here, then just swap the cubes. it'll rewind back to that state in a moment. Oop. Doop. Ta-da! Oh, I thought for a second there I was worried it was gonna be like out of range. I'm like, no. Yep. Here we go. Big elevator. Office 06H. Philippa Wash, Entropy Bot AI Tech. Hey Darren, I know the Entropy Centre is going through some real tough times at the moment, but I think you might want to hear this. Are you experiencing any difficulties or strangeness with the Entropy worker bots currently? The Entropy Centre automated messaging system was freaking out a bit earlier, and then the nearby Entropy bots started to look agitated towards me. I fear they were incorrectly entering their hostile state, which I know is only reserved for extreme circumstances of direct attack on the center. Anyway, we should double and triple check that their systems will maintain correctness and don't suddenly start attacking staff members. Something strange is going on with them. Maybe it's to do with the damage that the Entropy Centre is receiving. Philippa. So the center withstood damage that I guess if the Earth blowing up damages the center, then the center can't as easily repair itself the way it repairs the Earth, because it's a big entropy gun pointing at the Earth instead. And then they're like antibodies, these things started freaking out and thinking that the people in it were attacking the center, and they're just poorly programmed. So in other words, AI is going to doom Earth, just like we all knew. But like in the new, sad, depressing way where everything's stupid and full of NFTs. Sierra Golf, December 2035, team meeting. Puzzle operative. Puzzle efficiency. Josh is trash. And oh, it's me. Hey, Aria. You have any dialogue about this? It's confirmation that you definitely work here and you're the best puzzle operative, apparently. Second place is Charlie. Fuck Charlie. Followed by Paul, and Jessica, and Annie, and Gemma, and Sam, and Julie, and Jordan, and... Overtime? Quarter 1, quarter 4. Everyone's working a ton of overtime, apparently, because the world's ending. So Aria is not putting in the most overtime at all. Annie is. And the least overtime is going to Julie. Polite reminder. Personal rewind event, complete puzzle, generate entropy energy, complete all puzzles. Bonus given annually based on appraisal. So they get bonuses. There's like an incentive to rewind. But also you can only rewind like once or twice a month or something like that because it'll make you die. So how are they putting in so much overtime without rewinding? Or did they start rewinding? Did they rewind themselves so much trying to put in overtime because of the world ending that that they like killed themselves essentially from all the rewinding? Like maybe. Might be the problem. They like dissolved themselves into dust from trying to solve how the world was ending and couldn't figure it out. Or the bots just killed them all. Or captured them all and they're just all in a specific room, just trapped, because the bots seem to try to tase people. But if they were armed with entropy guns like I am, you would think that someone would figure out that you could just defeat the bots. It's just not that hard. They're not entirely believable as a threat. Is this a puzzle chamber? Nope, not really. Hi.
Recommendation. Run. Take a right.
Oops, oops, oops. Nope, nope, oh, nope, nope. I'm gonna die. The controls weren't really working. Whoops. I missed the first chance to rewind it while it was still becoming debris, and then I reacted too late, and then I couldn't find a place to click, and then when I found spots on the floor to click, they wouldn't react, and then because it's just like a hold it for a while interaction, it wasn't clear it wasn't reacting, and then it was just too late at some point. Mwah, mwah. Wee.
Run. Take a right.
There we go. I wasn't in the headspace.
Take a left. Left.
Whoop.
Incoming. Turn around.
No. Bye-bye.
Warning. Falling debris.
These rooms are funny because they don't really approach making sense. There's just a funny monster closet to release another guy in every room. Ah, why is he? We've been waiting there. What if there's emails? But her emails. Okay, another fucking elevator. It's so goofy. Why is he even doing that? I'm still not clear on the difference between things that I rewind and then they stay fixed and things that I rewind and they break again. There's no real consistency between those two things. They just happen whenever they feel like it seems. Oh, god damn it. Haha, why does this catwalk exist? Bye-bye. I'm here now. And lockdown level again. Find the buttons to press. Ow. I didn't click on it right. I guess I can't climb that. Why can I not climb that? It's literally a grassy hill. A thing that people climb on. Why won't it work? No. Explode, please. Oh, this is locked behind that being pressed. Boop. Wee. Boop. Looks so much like a portal surface. Like it activates my brain thinking I need to do something, and I'm like, wait, that's not this game. Are these bots? Oh, these are not bot room. Maybe it's a bot room. I don't know. I'm not used to being able to walk into them. So that one's shorter. I'm not clear on if I need this anymore, so I'm just taking it with me. Haha. They're just their attacks are too big, so they just collide with all the level around them. Ow. Why didn't you blow up with the other one? I hit you both with that. Oh, that's just what I'm escaping in. That one goes this way. Gotta follow the black cable. See, there's a multi-kill. Hi. Am I going up there? Ow. You guys stop attacking me so I can look at the level? Stop it. Away. Nope, can't make it up there. There's a catwalk there. Go away. Okay, so I'm going up here. I was tracing the platforms back because I like. Oh, did they not? Right, because they don't expect me to have this. They didn't actually expect me to take this throughout the level to solve the puzzles. I don't know. These levels always feel a little undercooked. Because I saw these, I'm like, oh, those are spaces where I could put the thing and I could jump across. Because it maintains your height. But no, you just walk across. There's just bridges. Okay, bye.
Whew, thank God. We did it.
All analysis conclude that you survived. Would you like me to submit an IT ticket regarding the problems you're experiencing with the entropy bots?
I don't think an IT ticket's gonna cut it, but sure.
I can confirm that we are close to the reactor. We should be there soon.
Here we go. Is this chapter 10? It'd make kind of sense if we were there-ish. Like, given just, like, round numbers, but that's not necessarily how games are designed around. Brock. Patricia. I'm not kidding. This entropy bot just spoke to me. He was looking at me with this weird little smiley face straight into my eyes, and I swear he just said, beans. I know it sounds ridiculous, but it was just like that. He said beans. I can't get him to talk again. He just wheeled off. I think they're becoming sentient. Brock, I'm getting a little worried. Please check in with me soon. The entropy bots don't talk. They just have beeps and chirps. How about a coffee? You've been working hard lately. Patricia, it spoke to me. I can't believe you're not believing me. I'll go tell Mary. She'll believe me. Brock, please don't message me again, you absolute maniac. Mary, this user has now blocked you. You can block people here? That seems like a bad idea. Like, obviously, HR and so on should get involved if things are getting weird, but like, I feel like you shouldn't be able to block people at work, let alone when work is the fate of the world. Like, that stuff has to get resolved in some way, because you do need to be able to communicate with each other, because it might literally be life and death. Always with the T. This place is horribly disorganized.
Congratulations! Your proficiency with the rewind device has increased 174% in the past 4 hours. An Entropy Employee of the Month badge has been sent to your quarters.
Yeah, I don't think Employee of the Month holds much weight right now, but thanks.
You're welcome.
It's me, the only employee. Why would, who? You get awarded Employee of the Month based on your behavior in the last few hours? I'm gonna ride the entire conveyors, which is gonna make some of this stuff freak out. When you just stop it. Okay, so this is the conveyor level. The museum hinted at this. Oh, glass. So, shoot them 2 thingies. Gotta be 2 buttons somewhere. So it can rewind, take you back up. Very dark in this level. Let's see. Beth Edwards. Oops. That was weird. Alright. Hey Cole, thanks for sending through your research. I've just spoken with the entropy reversal team. They've said that it's just happened again. So that's what, 4 times now we've witnessed the same cataclysmic event? I don't understand. I'm considering arranging a call with the Entropy Embassy on Earth for an immediate check-in. Beth. Egg, Beth, sounds good. Let me know the outcome of the call, Cole. Their own media said... They're like, this is the furthest Earth has ever gotten, so here's new media. So like, that's like, Netflix has been updated. But... at the same time, they're like... we've never rewound more than once before. It always works. Like, I guess it is the idea there's so many parallel tasks that they have to rewind all of them on the same timeline, maybe? Because otherwise it's like, what do you mean? Uh-oh. Am I stuck? I can walk on here. That is like... They claim they only rewind stuff ever once, but then it's also like a whole thing where like, oh, finally time moved forward, we have new shows to watch. That'd be like a redundant thing to include if that wasn't an unusual thing, or it wasn't a thing that happens not entirely frequently. Just a little throne. Let's see, what's over there? Oh, that's behind the gate. Whoops, so coming back down here was a mistake. Let's see, where's the rest of this level? We need to get over there. And... over there. I guess I have to go back on this conveyor. You get up there somehow. Is there a repair spot? Huh. We're in a different environment, kinda, so I'm trying to parse what I'm looking at around here. If they make it so you can step on this... how do I get up there? That's a death conveyor. I'm confused. I don't see the level. Where's the level? Where do I do stuff? I need to press these buttons to continue, so that's not part of the level yet. That's like where we end up after I win. How do I get up there? Where's the gameplay mechanics? I feel dumb right now, but I'm like, what am I missing? Where's the level? I don't see a level to play. Oh. Too much clutter. Okay, here's the level. This does not go high enough. Ah, let me down. Don't die. Don't kill me. Don't kill me. Okay. It's freaking out, man. Alright. Alright, this will at least get me across here, probably. Nope, I hit my head. Alright, freezing that. It's a little weird that the rewind and fast forward mechanics just have clear inertia to them, but only with the conveyor belt. It's like they're very explicitly just powering on and off the conveyor belt or making it go backwards, but like not the way that my gun normally works. It just feels it feels strangely out of place. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. I'm about to lose my jump pad. Unless... Nope, I didn't stop it in time. Yeah, it's weird. Everything else reacts, like, instantly to my gun. The conveyors very specifically work differently. It's kind of showing, like, the artifice behind how this is implemented. Let's see. That's already still frozen. Do a little jump. There we go. Button. I did the button. I'm the button boy. I just rewind it back to over here now. It took a little while, but I guess we conveyed this mechanic. Ha! Heath was found dead in his apartment after that joke. And that was the end.